All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to today's, basics of AI agents workshop. And today we will be exploring how we can make our first ever AI agent and AI workflow using a no-code approach.
All
So
right. Well,
before
hello
I,
everyone. Welcome to
start
today's.
with, sorry for that. Before I actually, start with the entire session, there are a few prerequisites which you need to have. I mean, those are not too much technical. You just need to have an account on three places: Discord, Serp AI, and N8N. And for link to those particular places and the Open AI LLM which we will be using today, its details are already in the description down below. So I will be starting now. I will be now starting a timer of 2 minutes. Until then you have enough time to make accounts on those three places. And once you have made an account, our esteemed director and my dear friend Prachit, they will give an opening remark, and then you will have a word from our sponsor as well. And we will also discuss about the hackathon, the upcoming mini hackathon as well. But for now, it is a request that if you don't want to lag behind the session, and if you want to actually follow and create an AI agent, these three things would be the prerequisites for today. And yeah, let's start.
Namaskar. Welcome to the AI Agents Workshop brought to you by K.A.M.A.L.A, the Kapidhwaj Association of Modern Logic, Automation, Learning and Career Advancement, in collaboration with Hack with India, the biggest hackathon organizer in India, powered by Microsoft Learn, our official certificate issuing partner. Today is day 7 of the AI Agents Workshop, and the topic for today is how to make AI agents with N8N, a no-code approach. So if you're someone who has just stepped into the world of coding or computer science engineering, this video is specially for you. If you are someone who does not wish to code much, to be free of the hassle of coding and yet know everything about AI agents, or wish to make your own AI agents, this video is specially for you. Okay, our speaker for today is my dear friend, Mr. Rajat Rajput. He'll be taking the session very shortly. Before the session, I wish to speak to you about the hackathon. The hackathon is scheduled for 22nd of June, but tonight we will be releasing some problem statements. Based on these problem statements, you are supposed to make your presentations on what project you'll be making on the day of the hackathon. So from 10 p.m. tonight to 10 p.m. tomorrow is the presentation submission round. You choose a topic, you choose a problem statement, you decide what project you want to make, and based on that, you make a presentation and you submit it to us. We'll be circulating the link with you shortly. Okay, Now 10 p.m. is the deadline for tomorrow for these PPT submissions. Let's say 100 of you submit PPTs, right? So we will shortlist around 40% of the PPTs. So let's say 100 of you submit the PPTs. We will choose 40 PPTs. These 40 PPTs will be shortlisted and they will move on to the next round. Okay, to the final round, wherein you'll have to code, you'll have to show your AI, you'll have to demonstrate how you're implementing AI agents into your projects. And then there'll be judgment rounds and all of that. Okay, more about that later. But before that, I wish to address another important topic to you. Everyone is supposed to make PPTs and submit the PPTs to us, because these PPTs are your projects. Remember how we had projects, how we had 3 projects, in the timeline of this workshop. First project we could not have, that's why we had a grand quiz. The grand quiz is also worth as much as a project is. So, the grand quiz was worth of 30 points. This presentation, the one that you will be submitting, is your project. And this will be worth as 30 points. This will be worth 30 points as well. Okay, now, everyone is supposed to submit these presentations, and some people will be shortlisted and they will move forward to the final round of the hackathon. Okay, the hackathon is worth 100 points. We'll have a couple of judges, we'll have a couple of mentors who will be criticizing and evaluating your final projects on Sunday. But tomorrow everyone is supposed to submit the presentations, and based on those presentations we will shortlist you and your projects for the hackathon, and you'll move forward to the final round of the hackathon, that is on Sunday. Remember, the deadline for the presentation submission is tomorrow 10 p.m. The problem statements will be released today very shortly. Okay, coming back to this session on how to make AI agents without having to do much coding by Mr. Rajat Rajput. Yeah, let's get on to it, and let's learn from Mr. Rajat Rajput. Okay, till then, keep learning. Bye bye. That's me, Prachetre, the director of Kapidhwaj Innovations Private Limited, signing off. So yeah, see you guys.
All right, so that was the opening remark and word from our sponsors. So I believe most of you would have, set up the accounts on the websites which I mentioned. So now there are a few things before, we start with today's session. Our team is dedicatedly sitting on our Discord server, and you can join there if you have any doubts and, you want to get them resolved vocally, if you actually want to talk to them. If not, you can simply reply in the live chat box, and me or my team will towards the end of this session. And today we won't be having any quiz, because today the AI agent or AI workflow which I will teach you how to make, you need to make it and you need to submit it. So without submission of your AI workflow or AI agent, you will not get points for for day 6. And not getting points for day 6 will actually throw you off the leaderboard, and it may have some consequences on the completion certificate, because if we are having a workshop on AI agents, we must know how to actually build a few AI agents. So let's just directly start. So before we actually go on to the hands-on implementation, I will quickly cover a little bit of the theory aspect. So what the level 1? So level 1 is that the core of any AI agent, or let's just say the heart of any AI agent, is a large language model, right? So what exactly is a large language model? So a large language model is basically a tool, or you can say a very sophisticated mathematical tool, which finishes the next word of your sentence, or which predicts the next word of your sentence. So this is more on the technical aspect, but in a layman's term, a large language model is basically you give a textual input and it gives you a textual output. Of course, we are having SLMs and LLMs today, which are actually generating images and videos. Those are some advanced level models. But the entire concept of LLM initially was that it will predict the next word of the sentence. So the level one is that you give input, basically you prompt the LLM to do something for you, or maybe you ask a question, and it directly gives you the answer. Now here's a little bit of a issue, because with AI is supposed to kind of lessen the complications of a human, right? AI is supposed to do work for human. AI is supposed to work as a human for a human, right? So with the traditional LLMs, where you can just only input something and get a text out of it, or maybe an image out of it, it is not solving any problem. It is not accomplishing in any task, you can say, or it is not even solving any real world problem, right? So this was the level one. And if anybody of you who is joining today, on day 6, and who are a little bit confused about what exactly an LLM is, you can root back to day 1, and then you can come today to today's live session. So this was level 1. Level 2, so you can say that level 2 is basically this entire thing which you are seeing on your screen is an AI workflow. So my LLM has, it is a hypothetical situation here, but let's just assume that I have a coffee chat with Elon Husky, and I want to know when it is, right? But I don't want to open my Google Calendar or my any calendar service, and I don't want to manually see it. I want that I will write a text, or I will write a prompt, and LLM should fetch that particular data for me. I don't want to, do the hassle of actually opening an application. Rather, I want LLM to open that particular application or use that particular tool on my behalf, right? So, firstly, an input will be given, and then LLM will, utilize the given tools to it. And in this particular scenario, where LLM, or you can say a workflow or an automation is set up, that only the language model will be only able to access the Google Calendar and its data, right? So it will process the entire data, and then it will simply tell you that it will simply give you the output that it is tomorrow at 10 a.m. So it is kind of like, you can say, you provide an input to the LLM, it does all the processing, and then you have the output for it, right? So this is layer 2, and this entire thing is not an AI agent. So what exactly is an AI agent? On a more technical aspect, you can say that AI agent is somebody who performs tasks for you, right? But in real life, we hear these lot of things that many of the companies are laying off. They the actual HRs are getting replaced by AI agents, right? So HR is a human, and AI is not AI. If an AI workflow needs to become an AI agent, it needs to introduce one thing. What humans can do, humans can think, they can use their brain. But a normal traditional LLM model, or you can say an AI workflow such as these, they cannot think. So when you involve many layers of reasoning to it, or many layers of iteration of that particular reasoning, your AI workflow becomes an AI agent, right? So now here, AI agent is literally a very big topic in itself. Like, I mean, agentic AI in general. So what AI agents exactly is that? Sorry. So so AI agent is similar to AI workflow, right? So you can see that you give an input, LLM has access to a tool, or maybe a bunch of tools which we only said, and it gave the output. But you will notice one thing, that it is following a predetermined path. With this LLM, I cannot say that fetch me a video from YouTube, right? Because it is not in its path. So this is just an AI workflow which gets triggered when we provide an input to it, and it does all the stuff automatically. And LLM's intelligence, or you can say the logical reasoning capabilities, come into play. But what if my LLM, or and any LLM has the ability to choose the tools it can use, right? So you can take it this way: if I define a scope, that there are multiple tools, there is Google Meetings, there is Microsoft Teams, and there is, let's just say, there is an open source meeting software called Jitsi. So these three meeting platforms are given to the AI, and LLM is allowed to use and interact with any one of them on my behalf as per its own you can say calculations, the mathematical calculations or the process, right? Now that would be an AI agent, because on any of the input it will actually reason, it will actually think, okay, so if the user has said that schedule a meeting for me, it will not just randomly pick one, it will actually question back to the user that I have access to three tools which which can be used to schedule a meeting, so please be specific. So it is kind of acting, this particular example is kind of acting as an assistant for you, but at the same time AI agents in short are those elements which can actually reason and have memory in them. So if or if you have attended day 4 or maybe it was day 5, I forgot, I'm sorry, there was this concept of memory and chain, right? So if you don't understand the memory aspect today, which when we will practically perform it, you may need to loop back to that particular video. So whatever we have learned so far in theory will be used today with a no code approach, so you don't have to be hesitant about anything, right? It is we will be using N8N, which is just simply a drag and drop tool, right? So quickly summarize of the what exactly is an AI agent. Basically you provide an user input to an LLM thinks, LLM observes, it reasons, right? And then it comes to a conclusion, okay, my user wants this and I have access to the let's just say 10 tools, and the user demands can be served by just 5 tools. So LLM will choose itself those respective tools, and it will give an output. So we will also see a practical demo of this as well today, right? So I guess it is time to start with the practical implementation. So we will first understand, I will move back to slide 2. We will first actually make an AI workflow, and today we will not be converting a pre-existing AI workflow or an AI agent, or I will be not teaching you on a pre-existing template. We will be making everything by hand and from scratch. And yeah, let's get started. I will quickly switch to my screen. I will see any doubts. Okay guys, see, I will be teaching you, but if you have any doubts, just feel free to drop them. I will have a look in between, else my very talented team is here to support you and solve your doubts, right? So yeah, anyway, so let's get started. So I told you that if I don't believe you are, maybe you are not able to see my screen, maybe you can, right? So in the description, I have mentioned a few things. This is the OpenAI API key details via Azure, and these 3 things are your prerequisites. So I will quickly just open these links from here only, right? So firstly, we will go to Discord. I will open Discord. If you have not created any account, I will actually encourage you to quickly let's just say clutch it and quickly make an account on Discord. Open it in your browser or on your application, doesn't matter. The only thing which you will actually need is, and again guys, if you have any doubts, you can see that people are sitting in our Discord server's voice channel, so you can actually join there and ask your doubts from them. So once you have Discord, we will not touch Discord as of now. We will be just opening our prerequisites, right? So the second thing which will open is that serve AI, and yes, Shivam, you will be having much time to build it. See, no code approach is very simple, and I will try to be as technical as possible, rather than just being the theoretical, or let's just say just opting for a more vibe coding type of approach where you don't even understand what exactly is going on and you do it, right? So I will try to avoid it as much as I can, and I will opt for a more technical approach. And since it's a live session, not a premiere, you can actually go back, slide back, and you will have enough time to make that project submission, and it will be very easy for you, right? And to this doubt of Afsal, today there will be no quiz, right? So whatever I am building, you have to build with me, or let's just say if you have the time at night or maybe tomorrow morning, you must come back to this video, watch how I built an AI agent or an AI workflow, and submit it in a Google form or on our website that the technical team will take care of, right? So anyway, so secondly, we will open serve AI API. So what exactly serve? See, I am confident that most of you would be familiar what exactly Discord is, right? Now, how Discord is playing a major role in today's video, you will soon be able to understand. SERP API is basically a Google search API, and it has a free plan where you will only get around, I believe 100 searches, right? So you need to have an account on search SERP API as well, and it is very quick. You just sign up with GitHub, verify your email, and do stuff. Anyway, so Mayank, the last day of submission would be tomorrow, right? So now to the actual main thing on which we will be building things today, that is N8N, right? And if you want to deep dive into N8N, I will recommend you to I will actually encourage you to refer to their documentation, or you can simply self-host an N8N instance as well. So what exactly is self-host? So basically a very quick summary which I will give to you. So right, sorry, I switched to something else. All right, sorry. So N8N is basically an visualized automation creator, right? You can create a bunch of automations using N8N, right? And you can you can say build stuff with it. And today we will be using N8N, and now most of you must be having doubt that N8N is paid. Yes, I know it is paid, but in free there also a free tier where you can have, I believe, 1,000 executions and 3 workspaces, right? Today we will be not particularly executing anything. So there is a more technical terms hidden to this word execution. So execution basically in N8N's let's just say terminology, it basically means that once you bring your automation to life, like it is actually working, and let's just say you close your laptop and you're sleeping and it is working in the background, that particular thing is called an execution. Each run of it would be considered an execution, but to build it and just to test it for your own understanding, it is completely free. And now you must be wondering that what is the use if we can only learn and not deploy it. So for that, N8N provides a very beautiful thing, which is a self-hosting instance. So you can self-host N8N on your device or maybe on a virtual machine. We will be also having a session where you can actually deploy, N8N workflows or AI agents on Microsoft Azure, right? So that will be a bonus session. That won't be a live session, and it will be just, I believe, max to max of 15 minutes, and we will just drop it. I will just quickly record it after today's session and drop it, over the weekend. Anyway, so I guess I will just start with today's, session officially. So once you're at N8N's website, simply sign in. I have already signed in, so it will directly take me to the portal, and it will just prompt me to upgrade plan and everything. Simply, if you have made an account, you will see something like this. If you have not, simply make an account, and it will directly throw to you to an interface just like this. It will be a little bit of grayish interface and a very easy to use interface. Right. So I will allow it to quickly load. Okay, so here you will see, just ignore this. I will just quickly archive this particular thing. So if you are a new user to N8N, you will be able to see something like this. So what you need to do is that you need to start from scratch. Do not click anything. If you are actually very curious to know everything about N8N, there will be videos from our side, and there are videos present on the internet. And the most beautiful thing which N8N provided is their own documentation. Feel free to browse it after the session to have a more deeper understanding of this particular platform. But for now, we will not go too much deep into it. We will simply start from scratch. Right. So once you hit start from scratch, so okay. So I will quickly, come back to you. And today, there will be 2 things which we will be building. First of them would be an AI workflow. And what exactly it will do, that is, for example, if I have a form, right, a Google form, or let's just say any kind of form, and if a person comes and says, like, tells anything, like he or she, or they can tell about their day. Maybe they can tell how they feel, right? Like, it is not a real world scenario which I am targeting right now. It is just for your own understanding. So there will be a particular data in the form. That particular data will be summarized by an LLM, right? So LLM is supposed to summarize it, and once that particular data is summarized, right, the data will be thrown to this form. So this is an AI workflow because an LLM is involved in it, right? So once we, let's just start with it. You will understand along the way. All right. Yeah, sorry for that, you know, 5 second pause. Anyway, so once we are on our, the visualize code editor, I believe most of you guys are, following today and somebody's spamming, right? Aditi, we will be building one AI agent and one AI workflow. So if you are wondering what exactly is the difference between them, you can, like reverse back into this slide, or maybe you can just click around and, understand it while actually doing it, right? And Pooja, I will try to keep it as short and as technical as possible, right? So yeah. So again, is shall yes, Sejal, you have to use it. And Jessica, the Google form for today will be shared right after the session. The team is working on it. Anyway, so I will quickly close this window. And once we are on our N8N platform, we will need to add a first step. So what exactly would be our first step, right? So our first step would be to set up a webhook. So what exactly is a webhook? So by definition, webhook is acts as a communication medium, or an, you can say kind of it acts as an API between two platforms, you can say, or maybe a communication, again a communication medium. So we will simply search a webhook, right? And here you will have two options: respond to a webhook, or the webhook, and you will see a lightning emoji right next to it. So whenever you see a lightning emoji in any of the triggers or tools which you see here, that means that it will be a trigger. And what exactly a trigger means? Trigger basically means that it will start a process. So a trigger triggers a process, basically, right? So once I click on it, it will show me this particular session setting. So there are a lot of things here. I mean, not a lot of things, but this is basically, if you know what exactly an API is or how does an API work, you will be able to understand it. But for now, you don't need to touch anything on your N8N instance, and you need to simply just ensure that the HTTP method is get, right, and you do not need to touch anything, and simply click on listen for test event. So what exactly this webhook will do is that it will, wait for the user data. So if I click here, if I, copy this, you will see a spam because I'm constantly clicking. Once I copy this from my left hand side, and if I go into my browser and, paste this link here, and if I press enter, it will show me this message: the workflow has started. So it basically means that the N8N, oh, okay, sorry. Okay. So it will basically mean, okay, you might be able to hear me now. Okay, so a little crash happened. Don't worry, it is not that serious, and you didn't miss anything. And Pooja, a webhook is basically a trigger, right? So whenever you send a API call request, or you can say the request to webhook, right? It gets triggered, and once it triggers, the workflow, or let's just say the entire pipeline, it starts. So you will understand. So I will quickly fall back thoda sa, and I will explain you about what exactly you missed when my OBS crashed. So I created a webhook. I set the HTTP method to get. I have a path for it. I do not need to touch anything, and I simply clicked on listen for test event. Now what exactly is a test event, right? So a test event would be any event which will detect a get request on this particular webhook. Now what exactly is a get request, or what exactly is a API? I will quickly refer to you this official documentation by Geeks for Geeks. You can also explore Postman for that. Postman is an API testing tool, you can say. So you can refer to their documentation. We will not go too deep into what exactly an API is. API is basically a communication medium between a user and the server. So we have an API link which we are calling here as a webhook link, and if we copy it, and if I go here and quickly paste it, so you will see that the workflow has started. So now I need to ensure that how does the workflow start. So to actually know this, you need to scroll a little bit to your right hand side, and you will see that executed successfully, and it will show you the exact time as well, and it will give you output you a bunch of things. Again, this is more towards the API, how exactly API works, not it has nothing to do with AI or AI automation or workflow. For now, just just try to understand that you need to set up a webhook, and you need to just ensure that it is working. All right, so coming back to the canvas, now we have a trigger, right? So what exactly this trigger will do, this it will do all the stuff like we will connect with it. So what exactly we have to connect with it now? So now we will connect an LLM to it, right? So how to connect it? So simply go on your right hand side, click on this plus icon, and simply search is your OpenAI chat model, right? So you click on it, and now it will throw you on this particular page, right? So once you're on this particular page, what you need to do is it will ask you to ask you a credential, to connect with the LLM model. So for that, so you need like for you, it will not show this. It is a pre-existing credential which I said while I was preparing for this video. For you guys, it will just simply show create new credential, right? So simply click on create new credential, and come towards the description of today's video, and you will see all the details here which are actually kind of needed to set the API. So we will just quickly configure it. So it is first asking for the API key. Simply copy paste the API key from here to here. It is asking the resource name. Simply copy paste the resource name from here to here. It is asking for the API version and API endpoint. So we will quickly copy that, the API version and the particular API, which is this link. So I would have to right click on it and just copy it. Oops. Okay. So here we are. Okay, wrong link. I have to, I guess, send a call to it. Okay. So once I have this link with me, I need to simply paste it. I will just paste it for you guys as well. I guess YouTube is kind of adding a, what you say, a link shortener or a link tracker to it. Anyway, so once you have these things ready, right? So you need to hit save, and then it will ask you for cross it, and it will ask you for model deployment name. So that is also provided in the description. The deployment name is mindcraft-GPT-4. Anyway, so once this is done, we will go back to our canvas, and you will be able to see something like this, like a basic LLM chain and when chat message received. So basically a workflow here is set, and now if I actually try to talk with it, right? So this entire chat trigger is here. You will see on bottom left of your screen, send a message below to trigger the chat workflow. So I will simply write hi. So it has executed, and it has returned me hello, how can I assist you today? So now we know that I will simply clear it. So now we know that our LLM is working and it is successfully connected. So I believe no doubts so far. You need to simply copy paste the kind of thing, and we copy paste the entire link. Pranav, if you are listening to me, then please send this link in the Discord, or if anyone from the team is listening, please send the particular link on Discord. You guys will be able to directly copy paste it from there as well, right? Or you can just simply I don't know what to say, manually type it or anything. Anyway, so once you have this entire basic flow setup, what we will do is we will simply delete this particular, or let's not delete it, let's just simply make a simple workflow first. Okay, so we have our webhook which is waiting and we will just simply keep this out of the entire equation. I will simply just hide it here. And now we have this basic LLM chain, which is utilizing OpenAI chat model, and I believe that is GPT-4o, which I provided to you guys. And it has a chat, right, which triggers this particular model. And sorry, I showed you a basic example as well. Now what I want to do is, let's just say I want to create an AI workflow. Like whatever I write here, it is a lovely day today. Sorry. Okay. So I wrote that, hi, it is a lovely day today, and the chat model has responded with a response, right? What I want to particularly do is that I want this chat model to kind of summarize my message and send it on Discord, if that makes sense to you, right? So it is a very bare minimum AI workflow. So whatever message you're sending to this particular chat, it will be summarized and it will be sent to your Discord. Now, how do we connect it to Discord, right? So now Discord will come into play, but before that we need to quickly finish the configuration. I will zoom out from the website a little and zoom in here. We need to quickly finish the LLM configuration and double click it. It will show you something like this, and it will ask you source for prompt user message, right? And it will say the connected chat trigger no. Rather than that, okay, so here are two things. This is a system based prompt, right? Because we can also provide a custom prompt to the system, or you can say we can also give a role to it. So we will simply click on the connected chat trigger node and select define below. So once you have selected define below, what you need to do is you need to tell the the chat model or the LLM a certain way to react to your the incoming data. So I will simply write, hi, your job is to take the prompt from the user and quickly summarize it and send it forward to Discord. So send it forward to Discord doesn't matter here, because currently we are not setting up an AI agent. We are just setting up a simple LLM or AI workflow, right? But you can write it, and or rather than this, you can say quickly summarize it in 3 bullet points. So now we need to provide the input as well. So we will say the user input is, and now guys, please follow me carefully. I wrote the user input is. Now what I will do is simply follow my cursor. I will go on the left hand side, pick up the chat input. If you hold it, you will be able to see, and just simply drag it here. So now something like this would appear. You need to simply drag it, or if you don't want to do that, simply manually write it in double quotes $JSON. I believe that would be chat input, right? I mistakenly wrote chai, but okay, chat input. So now if I execute this step from the button above, you will be able to see that 3 bullet points came. The user is commenting on the presentness of the day. They are expressing positivity and cheerfulness, and a rhetorical question is used to invite agreement or shared sentiment. So I simply wrote, hi, it is a lovely day, right? Like I asked the LLM that question, and it summarized that. But what if rather than this lovely day thing, you can say, what if I wrote that a big paragraph about, let's just say, AI agent only. I will simply copy paste it for you, and then I will input it in the chat. And now our LLM setup is done. So let us just quickly recap what we did so far. So we configured a basic LLM chain. We added Azure OpenAI model GPT-4o to it, and it is working. Right? So I will quickly see the chat. Shivam, then it's a problem with how you configured your LLM. You need to follow the exact settings given in the description, right? And yes, Hitesh, we messed up on the endpoint link, but I believe the team has sent it on Discord, so quickly join it and take that from Discord. And don't worry, you will have enough time to make an AI workflow or an AI agent by following this video and send it, right? So anyway, so once the basic LLM chain is set, what you need to do is you need to add a little bit of automation. So what exactly that automation would be, that particular summary should be sent on Discord. So basic AI workflow. A message came, it got summarized and it got sent on Discord, right? So for that, we need to set up our Discord. So once we are here on Discord, you need to simply create a new server, or maybe you can use a pre-existing server. It will, for the people who are on phone, this might be a bit of, troublesome task for you. That's why it's fine. You can, go back a little in the life and you can create your own server while being on laptops. Create your own server, select anything, put any name. I will just simply say AI agents showcase, and any random name. No, it doesn't matter. So once you're here, you will see a text channel called general, and you will see this settings button, right? So you need to quickly, simply click on this settings button, and you will see an option of integrations, right? I will just quickly, I guess, remove my face. Okay. So you need to see integrations. Click on integrations. Click on create a webhook, right? And it will create a webhook for you. Now, you will wonder what exactly is a webhook in terms of Discord. So, webhook is nothing but a way, to kind of send messages to Discord, and you can say that it will act as a messenger for us, right? Because it will take data from the summarized text from the LLM and transfer it to Discord, right? So, what you need to do is you need to click on this particular webhook, and you need to copy the webhook URL, right? Once you have copied it, you can simply test by pasting it here, and you will be able to see an entire link has showed up, which is a Discord webhook link. Simply go back to your N8N workflow. You will see the path option in your current workflow. Click on plus and search Discord. It will show you this. It will give you various options. Simply search send a message. In Discord, search send a message. Very straightforward, very simple. Click on that and it will show you a lot of settings. Again, don't be afraid because it is asking details of a bot, but we are not dealing with Discord bots, right? So simply on connection type, I will zoom in a little. On connection type, click on webhook, right? And it will ask that credential for Discord webhook account. So I will simply create a new one and I will paste my webhook link here and I will simply save it. So our Discord webhook is now, added, and now the our operation is send a message. Like what we need to provide the message as well. So what we will do is rather than manually typing something, we will simply type it in the JSON format, right? And that would be JSON.text, I believe. Okay, due to some reason it is not being processed. So what we will do is we will simply use the no code approach and simply hold the text here and drag it here. So the JSON text, right? Now I will go simply back to my canvas and now a basic workflow is there. Now the question arises, does it even work? So let us just simply try. I will simply go and search about, let's just say, what exactly is DRD, right? Everybody knows Defense Research and Development Organization. Now this is a big paragraph. I will simply copy it. Like it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. Simply copy paste a big, a big paragraph into the chat and then see that if it is able to summarize it and send it on Discord. So I will simply clear the chat and I will simply paste it. Simply paste it. You do not need to do anything and just simply write, hi, quickly summarize it. So now you have given a big paragraph to the the chat to the LLM, and now let's see if it works, right? So I will quickly send it and we will be able to see a quick visualization that chat message got received. Basic LLM processed it using this model and Discord, it got sent on Discord. Now let's verify. Here it is, summary on Discord, right? Role and mission, DRD is the R&D wing of India's, Ministry of Defense, etc., etc. So it summarized our entire, input to it. Now let us just say if I write, hi, I am going through a tough time. Can you please help me with it? Now let's see what it's makes out of this entire thing. So it is being sent on Discord. The entire node executed successfully. The user is experiencing difficulties and describes their situation as a tough time. They are seeking assistance or support to navigate their challenges. The request is expressed in a straightforward and an open manner, inviting help. So now this is a basic AI workflow, and now you would be like, kind of that, Rajat, what exactly is it serving? What purpose does it serve to me as a user who wants to introduce AI workflows into my lifestyle? Here we are actually chatting with the LLM. What if, just what if you connect your email account to it, and then that particular email, what happens, that LLM summarizes every particular email into 3 points, and it sends to you maybe on Discord, maybe on WhatsApp, maybe on Telegram. Now you will say that we only learned about Discord, how we will learn about the other things. That's the beauty of N8N, right? So let us just, so in N8N you will get every possible connection you want. You will get WhatsApp, you will get Discord, you will get Telegram, you will get Slack, right? You will even, I believe, get Facebook. You will even, I believe, get okay, not Instagram, sorry, but yes, you will have enough options to communicate that particular summary for you. Now what can you so part one of our session is done today. So oops, again mistake. Anyway, so part one of our session is done today, and now we have now understood what exactly an AI workflow is. Now we will quickly go towards what exactly an AI agent is and how does it work, right? So I believe most of you are facing some errors, right? So I will suggest you to if you want to get them kind of resolved right now only, to quickly go on Discord and get help from our team. And if you're facing an issue that resource not found, then it's probably the endpoint link issue. So for that particular endpoint link, you need to go on Discord and copy paste that link, and rest of the details you can get it from here as well. So simply you have to copy paste it and attach it to your LLM in N8N, right? So Shivam, the credential details are not wrong because I have actually added the same and showed it to you live, and mine is working. And there are 120 people watching, so I believe most of them it is working. So yeah, it is an error on YouTube that it is shortening our endpoint link, and you guys are getting confused. So yes, just go over to Discord and our team will help. Anyway, so now we are done with the what exactly an AI workflow is. Now we will come towards a more AI agent approach, or agentic AI approach. So the only difference between an AI agent or an AI workflow is that AI agent can think, it can reason, right? It can actually do stuff, and it has a variety of tools to its disposal, and it can use any one of it, right? So basically it means that you are kind of simulating a task which is supposedly to be done by a human, and right, and you are using the most, let's just say, famous, or an LLM having higher token count or anything. So yeah, so it is free to decide what exactly the user wants, and it will do accordingly. So what we will now do is we will use the SERP AI, right? So for that SERP AI, let's just quickly come back on my screen, right? And SERP AI is basically a Google search API, right? And what we will actually do is, so we will simply make a AI agent that we will ask questions to it. It will be a conversational AI agent, right? We will command it to do something. It will have 2 to 3 tools to its own disposal, and if any of these tools are called, it will choose to use that particular tool based on our prompt. So you can understand it this way: we have an LLM which has access to a calculator, to this particular search AI which you are seeing on screen right now. Basically it has access to Google search, and it has access to Discord webhook as well, right? So let us just quickly start with making an AI agent, and it won't be let's just say a highly problem solving thing, but it will be just there to make you understand about AI agents. So with this, I also would like to announce you that we will be having short 5 to 10 minutes videos on making AI agents with N8N, which will be actually solving real world problems, right? And we will be also having a session on how to actually deploy it on Microsoft Azure. So for now, let us just understand how to make an AI agent rather, right? So we have the Google search API. Simply sign in. You will see your account, and here you will be able to see your private API key, right? Simply click on manage API key, and you will be able to see you are able to see my API key as of now. But for you, don't leak this API key because you only have minimum amount of searches on your free plan. So what you need to do is you need to simply copy this API key, come back to your workflow. Like for now, forget all of that. Quickly slide to the right. Simply search for SERP API. SERP API, Google search, not official, but the Google search. It will ask you for the credentials again, and simply enter your API. So what I will do now, since my API key is now visible to you, and I don't want any person to cause trouble to it because I want to present it to you. So what I will simply do, I will quickly bring my face in front and quickly go ahead and regenerate my API key. You guys don't need to do it. That is no issues at all. I'm just doing it for my sake. All right, so I have a API key set up, right? So I will just quickly, okay. So now my API key is set up finally, and now my SERP API integration is here on my visual editor. What we will do is we will restart, right? We will delete everything which we have made so far, and we will be only having this particular endpoint of SERP API. Now again, coming back to slide 3 of our presentation, what exactly an AI agent, and what does it do? So it will take user input. It will have an LLM which processes that particular user input, right? And then it will eventually choose from a bunch of tools, and it will do some observation, do some logical reasoning, and give you the output. So let us actually see that in action, right? So on my screen you will be able to see SERP AI's integration, which I told you how to add. Simply search for AI agent. When you search for AI agent, I will encourage you to not set anything. Simply create an AI agent and come back to a canvas, and it will say that it will show you this entire set. So let us just quickly edit. So rather than we do not want to execute it just by clicking. What we want is that we need to actually chat with it. So for that particular thing, we will need to attach a chatting model, and that chatting model we are using Azure OpenAI chat model. We have our account already set up, and for the deployment name, again simply come back to the video, right? So simply come back to the video and copy the deployment name from description. Come here, paste this mindcraft-kapidhwaj-openai-api-key, and it will work, right? So for now, I will simply end it, delete this particular integration. I will enable the chat trigger. Simply search for the chat trigger, come back to the canvas, connect it. I mean, so far I believe you guys must be now a bit of more experience on N8N. Simply search the chat trigger from here and connect it to the AI agent, and you will see that we have a chat here. Now what I want this particular AI agent to do is that whenever I give it a command, let's just say I want to know about India's GDP, and I want a calculation of that particular GDP to be done. For example, minus 2024's GDP with 2023's India's GDP, the particular number, right? Or anything which needs a Google search. Like OpenAI as a model would not be aware about it, right? About anything related to it, right? So we will quickly see how we can do it. So we have a SERP API integration ready, and we have this chat model, memory option, and tool option. So we will simply just drag this tool option and connect it with SERP API. So now we have two things ready, but there's one major issue which will arise, right? So for now, let's just say if I disconnect this particular connection, and if I write, if I write on the chat, hi, my name is Rajat. So API will run and it will say, hello, Rajat, it's great to meet you. How can I assist you today? And now if I ask, what is my name? I am sorry, but I don't have access to your personal information. In short, it does not have access to a memory or a database where it can store its entire conversation, right? So for that, we need to attach a memory, and N8N has this beautiful thing called, simple memory. And for that, we just click on this memory plus button, and it will show you for beginners simple memory. You can have Postgres, you can have MongoDB, you can have Redis, you can use Z, Zata, and Motorhead as well. But for now, we will use a simple memory, and it will say it will prompt you to store, to configure how many chats you want to store. So the context window length by default is 5. So what it basically means that your last 5 conversations will be stored in the memory, and they will eventually get like the new conversations will eventually override. For now, let's just set this number to 10, right, and simply come back to our canvas. And now if I zoom in, you will see, I will just quickly remove my face. Okay, so now if you see that simple memory is attached to the AI agent. So now if I reset the entire chat and if I write, hi, my name is Rajat, so it will simply show, and it will also show a tick mark on the simple memory, the icon, or you can say the blob. Now it responded to me like it did earlier, hi Rajat. Now what if I ask to the model that what is my name? It now shows your name is Rajat, what's on your mind today? So now it has memory, and once it has memory, it is easily able to store things into it and keep the entire conversation in context. So here what it actually, the memory in context term means is this only, to keep the entire conversation in context. Now we have provided to our AI, simple AI workflow, a medium to store data. Now we have also provided it a medium to reason and kind of think, and that is done by the chatbot. Now we need to provide it tools, because if we come on slide 3, you will be able to see that once the LLM processes the data or observes the input, it actually connects to a bunch of tools, and then it chooses to which tools it want to use. So anyway, so we will connect 3 tools to it, right? So for example, okay, let's just settle the entire thing. We will use every tool one by one. So just connect your tool thingy or arrow to SERP AI, and just ask any latest incident which you believe won't be in chat OpenAI's GPT-4 right now. I mean, it is being constantly updated, but let us just ask about the recent tragic incident about Air India. So what exactly happened with Air India? What is the incident? I am, writing in a very broken English, very broken grammar, because it doesn't matter. It is GPT-4. It will even understand English at this point, right? So it doesn't matter. So I just want to know that, tell me about the latest thing which is going around with Air India. I do not know about the tragedy. Let's just hypothetically assume that. So that I want the LLM to utilize the SERP AI, but if it's in its database, it will not utilize SERP AI. And how will we know that SERP AI is being used? That you will see, N8N gives that little tick on it. So now if I enter this prompt, it is now utilizing SERP AI, which you can see here, right? And it is searching from Google. So it has searched from Google, and now it is kind of responding me. Recently, an Air India plane experienced a crash in Ahmedabad. Again, it is a very sad thing, and I pray for their families. But let us not go too deep into it. It is just an example to show you that how a tool can be used by an LLM. Now you might be wondering that I will just quickly clear this chat again, just in peace to those folks. Anyway, so now you might be wondering that we have added a tool. Obviously, it will use it, but what if it doesn't, right? So what I will do, I will just simply give it a prompt, which Okay, not which. What is mining? Because it does not need Google to know about mining, if I am not wrong, right? So for that, it didn't use SERP AI. There is no green tick on SERP AI, and it since I reset my chat, it says you haven't shared your name yet. Could you tell your name? My whole point of writing this prompt was to explain you that LLM utilizes that particular tool or that particular set of tools to its own will. Right? If the LLM thinks it is worth it, then it will use it. So we will add another tool which would be a simple calculator. Make it easier for AI agents to perform arithmetic, calculations. Simply come back on canvas. Now you will see that two tools are connected to it. So now I will give it a prompt which takes the real-time data and does some mathematical calculations on it. So minus the Indian GDP of 2020, random year 2022, right? From the Indian GDP of 2021, and tell me mathematically, right, the difference between them, and if it has risen or maybe you know fell down. Again, broken English doesn't matter. GPT handles the grammar on a part, right? So now it is using SERP AI. It got the data from SERP AI. Now you will see a beautiful thing. Even the calculator got used. I will hide my face. Even the calculator got used, right? And it shows the difference between India's GDP in 2022, a big number, from 2021, a big number is this, and the GDP has risen by this amount from 2021 to 2022. Now we will utilize the memory function as well. So how much percent it rose? Like I just want to know, in terms of percentage. So it will give me an output, and here you can see that it didn't use SERP AI. It used the memory. I will just quickly move myself here. Okay. It used the memory from our chat and then calculated using the calculator. So this is a very a bare minimum, actually a bare minimum AI agent, a conversational AI agent rather. But what if you assign it a task, like just say if you own a company, bunch of people are applying to it, it scans their resume, checks that if that particular the applicant is fit for us or not, and it automatically reasons again, like it loops back to another AI agent and reasons, oh, is this correct, is this correct, is this correct, and then tells us the final output. That can be a full-fledged AI agent. So with this, I believe now we are clear what exactly an AI workflow and what exactly an AI agent is. Now, of course, you can kind of understand the entire thing, the entire concept of AI agent and AI workflow. I understand many of the people are here who are kind of confused about the errors. It was an error on our end, like not exactly, but we will take up the responsibility. The error was that we put the endpoint key here and the YouTube just shortened it. Even we didn't know about it, but anyway, we are past that. You can actually loop back or kind of come back to the live stream, and you can actually check it, like how did the entire AI workflow or entire AI agent thingy work, right? So with this, we come and towards the end of this session, and now we will cover the upcoming mini hackathon aspect. So I believe Prachet Ray, our director of K.A.M.A.L.A, when he was giving an opening remark for today's session, he told you about the hackathon, but I will just quickly summarize it again. Right after this event, within half an hour, you will be provided with around 3 to 5 problem statements, and you do not need to necessarily follow them. You can follow the domain which they are present in, right? So or maybe just follow them, just follow those problem statements. You need to make a PowerPoint presentation of your solution and a working demonstration as well. And you need to also, if you are going for a no code approach, you need to attach the screenshots of N8N. If you are going for a more coding approach, you need to provide your GitHub. So all of this would be set in the form will be positively so the submission form will be positively released by tomorrow. Problem statements will be released by today. right? And you have around 30 to not 30 but around approximately 24 hours to make a valid submission, right? So that is it about the mini hackathon. And on Sunday, the shortlisted teams, the top 10 or maybe top 5 teams, will be presenting the entire presentation or the demo to a judge, right? And that judge will be will do the judgment, and it will be possibly done on live. So all the other details will be given to you. For now, your only concern should be to watch this session, to watch all the days which we have taught you so far, to make an AI workflow or make an AI agent and submit it tomorrow, right? So yes, Vijit, you will be provided with an example PPT as well. Don't worry. And no, Pooja, you do not have to do it team wise. You need to actually do it alone individually, because the entire hackathon thing is of 100 points, and now those 100 points will be added to your curriculum. So although it is mandatory to all the people who are watching this, but again, if you don't, you will just lag behind the leaderboard, and then the education team, or you can say the authority, the senior authority, may hold your certificates, and you may need to give some extra tests to claim as well. So for now, that is it for today. Too much information I gave you. We will just quickly end this the today's session. I told you about hackathon. If you didn't understand what exactly an AI workflow and an AI agent is, you can maybe browse through a channel. I will just quickly suggest you this particular channel, three blue one brown. Again, this is not a partnership, but like it is kind of a genuine channel on which you can learn about AI and ML in very short amount of time, right? Anyway, so let's just conclude today's session, and I will end the screen. Thank you so much, and I will be on Discord like right after this. So if you want, or if you have any doubt, you can just simply reach out to me on Discord. This is my account. You will be able to see me in Discord, I believe, on the right hand side in the project manager role. You can just simply message me. I genuinely don't mind, as long as your doubts are getting cleared. We are happy. And yes,